Hello everyone, welcome to the Facebook page and YouTube channel of Endeavour. This is an educational audiovisual and we hope it will help all the viewers for better understanding of the disease and the subject.
Today we are going to discuss about a serious gastrointestinal problem called diarrhea. See, gentlemen, all of you, I just wanted to say that this is not in your syllabus, but this is something during this lockdown period when all of you are staying in the house, you will acquire some knowledge on this particular subject. Let us first look into the definition of diarrhea. The definition of diarrhea means, first of all, if you split the word diarrhea, it comes in as excess flow. So the definition is, it is a condition of having at least 3 loose, liquid or watery bowel movements each day, and it lasts for a few days and can result in dehydration, that is lack of fluid into the body. The symptoms of diarrhea mainly abdominal cramps, there will be severe abdominal pain, there will be an urgency to go to toilet, and there will also frequent passing of loose watery fecuses, nausea, vomiting and weight loss. The serious symptoms of diarrhea includes the blood in the stool, pass in the stool, as well as painful passage of stool, repeated vomiting and reduced urination, fever with rapid heart rate. If you look into the cause of diarrhea, there are many different causes of diarrhea, but a bowel infection, that is gastroenteritis, is a common cause in both adults and children. This gastroenteritis, if you split the word, gastro means stomach, entero means intestine, itis means inflammation. So if there is a problem in the gastrointestinal system, that can be caused either by virus or by bacteria or by protozoa or parasites. Let us see virus. Rotavirus is one of the very common virus which is responsible for attacking the gastrointestinal system. Among the bacteria, Clostridium difficile, E. coli are often picked up from the contaminated food. Among the parasites which causes the GI disease, that is sprayed from the water. Other cause of diarrhea includes some somatic feelings like feeling of anxiety, food allergy, appendicitis, too much alcohol intake. Long-term diarrhea is caused from variety of conditions. One is irritable bowel syndrome, it is known as IBS. Another is inflammatory bowel disease, which is known as IBD. It includes Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Another is celiac disease. It is an adverse reaction due to gluten. Another is bile acid malabsorption. Gentlemen, this bile acid malabsorption is nothing but the bile produced in the liver builds up in the digestive system, causing diarrhea. Chronic pancreatitis, that is the inflammation of the pancreas. Diverticular disease, that is a small pockets develop in the lining of the intestine. And bowel cancer, it can also result in diarrhea. Certain medications also cause diarrhea, like antibiotics, because the moment antibiotic is given, along with the bad bacteria, good bacteria are also killed in the intestine. Magnesium containing antacids also cause diarrhea. Chemotherapeutic agents, they kill the intestinal enterocytes, that is the intestinal cells, causing diarrhea. Non-steroid anti-inflammatory drug, these are also responsible for causing diarrhea. Laxatives, statins, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they are also responsible for causing diarrhea. There are 3 clinical types of diarrhea. One is acute watery diarrhea, which lasts several hours or days, includes cholera. Another is acute bloody diarrhea, which calls dysentery, which involves blood in the stool. Another is persistent diarrhea, which lasts for more than 2 weeks. Now, if you look into the types of diarrhea, first is antibiotic associated diarrhea. This antibiotic associated diarrhea is an acute diarrhea, refers to passing loose watery stools 3 or more times a day after taking antibiotics, and used to treat bacterial infections. The treatment of antibiotic associated diarrhea includes different types of probiotics like lactobacillus and Saccharomyces boulardii, and also loperamide. Another is Clostridium difficile infection, which causes diarrhea. This Clostridium difficile is a bacteria that can cause symptoms ranging from diarrhea to life-threatening inflammation of the large intestine. It mainly affects older adults in hospitals and typically occurs after antibiotic use. The cause of this diarrhea is they are mainly found in environment, that is in soil, air, and passed into the feces and spread to food, surfaces, objects, and transmit when people do not wash their hands properly. When antibiotics are taken to treat an infection, they destroy some of the normal helpful bacteria. In addition to the bacteria causing infection, C. difficile can quickly grow out of control and lead to C. difficile infections. Antibiotics like penicillin, fluoroquinolone, cephalosporin, clindamycin are responsible for causing antibiotic-associated diarrhea. Its diagnosis is based on the stool test, and treatments is different antibiotics like vancomycin is given. Metronidazole may be rarely used. Next portion is traveler's diarrhea. When you visit a place where the climate or sanitary practices are different from yours at home, you have an increased risk of developing traveler's diarrhea, which is a digestive tract disorder which commonly cause loose stool, abdominal cramp caused by contaminated food and drinking water. The most common bacteria that causes traveler's diarrhea is enterotoxigenic E. coli. It is enterovirulent. Enteroinvasive E. coli invades, passes the intestinal wall to produce severe diarrhea. Enterohemorrhagic E. coli is also there, which can cause bloody diarrhea. Enterotoxigenic E. coli is also caused, which produce a toxin on the intestinal lining and cause diarrhea. Enteropathogenic E. coli can also cause diarrhea in newborns. Enteroinvasive E. coli, it invades epithelial cells of the intestine causing diarrhea. Enteroaggravative E. coli, it can cause acute and chronic diarrhea. Other bacteria which is responsible for traveler's diarrhea include Salmonella. Virus like Norwalk rotavirus are responsible also. Treatment: mild, in case of mild patients, tolerable diarrhea, not distressing. For moderate, distressing, interfering planned activities, and severe, prevents all planned activities. For mild traveler's diarrhea, loperamide may be used. For moderate, antibiotics like fluoroquinolones, azithromycin, rifampicin may be used. Loperamide also used. For severe, azithromycin, levofloxacin, ciprofloxacin, or ofloxacin may be used. Probiotics like Lactobacillus GG and Saccharomyces boulardii is also been found in the prevention. In fact, oral rehydration salts are also used to maintain the fluid balance. Now, another type of diarrhea is Giardia infection or Giardiasis. It is an intestinal infection marked by the abdominal cramps, bloating, nausea, and watery diarrhea. It is caused by a microscopic parasite found in the poor sanitation and unsafe water. The main cause of Giardia is these parasites are found in lakes, swimming pools, water park. Transmission can by food, person to person can also lead that. The protozoa responsible for this Giardia disease is Protozoan Giardia duodenalis, Cryptosporidium Giardia, Cyclospora Giardia lambelia. Diagnosis is done by stool test. Symptoms includes of Giardia is fatigue, nausea, diarrhea, loss of appetite, vomiting, weight loss, headache, abdominal pain. The first line treatment is metronidazole is the most commonly used antibiotic used during Giardia. Tinidazole is also works. Apart from that, irritable bowel syndrome is there and irritable bowel disease is there, which will be discussed in separate chapter. Next type of diarrhea is rotavirus. It's a type of infection most common in children under 5 years. Adults also get it. Symptoms include vomiting, black stool, severe diarrhea, stool with blood, dehydration, abdominal pain, dry mouth, reduced urination, fever. Vaccines are introduced in 2006 to prevent it. The cause of rotavirus is spread easily through hand-to-mouth contact and person-to-person touch. It transmits through food, water. Treatment, since the virus, so antibiotic cannot treat it. Treatment involves symptomatic drugs like probiotic or ORS. Another type of diarrhea is lactose intolerance. People with lactose intolerance are unable to fully digest the sugar, that is lactose, in the milk. As a result, they land up with diarrhea, gas, bloating after eating or drinking dairy products. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramping, gas, bloating. Normally, milk, sugar, this lactase is responsible for converting the milk sugar to glucose and galactose absorbed in the bloodstream. When you do not have lactase, then lactose in the food goes to colon instead of processing and absorbed and interacts with bacteria, thereby causing gas, bloating, and diarrhea. This type of lactose intolerance, there are 3 types: primary, secondary, as well as congenital lactose intolerance. Primary lactose intolerance falls off sharply, making milk products difficult to digest by adults. Secondary lactose intolerance means after an illness, surgery, injury, when small intestine decreases the lactase production. And congenital lactose intolerance means baby is born with complete absence of lactase enzyme, resulting to lactose intolerance. They even cannot digest mother's milk. Treatment is being done by diagnosis through stool test. Lactase products containing the enzymes which break down the lactose. Probiotics like Saccharomyces boulardii or Lactobacillus bifidobacteria is also used. Another type of diarrhea is cholera. It is an infectious disease that causes severe watery diarrhea which can lead to dehydration and even death if untreated. Causes by eating food or drinking water. Municipal water supply, vegetables grown with water containing human waste, raw or undercooked fish and seafood caught in polluted water with sage is responsible for this infection. Symptoms: diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, dehydration due to electrolyte imbalance, muscle cramp, shock as well as low blood pressure. Treatment is being done by diagnosis from stool test through oral dehydration salt, antibiotics like azithromycin, doxycycline, ciprofloxacin, and zinc supplementation also reduces severity of diarrhea. There is another particular type of diarrhea called AIDS-related diarrhea. Diarrhea is a common clinical manifestation of HIV infections. Numerous studies have shown that diarrhea in HIV can be caused by common pathogens including virus, fungi, bacteria. One pathogen which is immunocompromised HIV positive individual can cause chronic diarrhea is Cryptosporidium. Treatment is crofelemer is an antidiarrheal prescription medication for treating non-infectious diarrhea. Diarrhea due to internal feeding. Internal nutrition is a method of artificial nutritional support commonly used in the hospital. This kind of diarrhea can occur many patients due to internal feeding. The cause is alteration in luminal microbiota, higher presence of Clostridia and lower bifidobacteria presence in the gut, and use of antibiotics. So enteropathogenic infection is common to these patients. Treatment is probiotics and antibiotics as well as ORS. So in this chapter I have discussed about diarrhea and the different types of diarrhea. I hope this will help all of you to have a preliminary understanding about diarrhea. Thank you.
Thank you guys for being patient and listening to our trainers. During this lockdown, we are trying to make different videos and upload it at our Facebook and YouTube channel. So in case if you feel it has helped you, please follow our Facebook page and like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us in Changing Lives.